there wouldn't be such a thing as counterfeit gold if there were no real gold somewhere. Sufi proverb. First, the good news. Whatever your current circumstances, you've got what it takes to reshape your life and the world around you for the better. You have already within you the active ingredient that's needed to craft a happy life that's full of growth and creativity, and to be remarkably resilient in hard times. The even better news is that this active ingredient is renewable. Anytime you need more, you can get more. You have an inner wellspring you can tap anytime you want to replenish your supply. The bad news is that if you are like most people, you're currently low on this ingredient, and you can't pull together the recipe for your best life without building a bigger supply. The even sadder news is that, again, if you're like most people, you don't know what you possess. Your inner wellspring remains untapped. You stumble about seeking what you need in all the wrong places. You're constantly looking outside yourself to money and all that it can buy, and coming up short. What's the active ingredient? Positivity. Positivity. Heartfelt positivity. Among our birthrights as humans is the experience of the subtle and fleeting, pleasant feelings of positivity. It comes in many forms and flavors. Think of the times you feel connected to others and loved, when you feel playful, creative, or silly. When you feel blessed and at one with your surroundings. When your soul is stirred by the sheer beauty of existence. Or when you feel energized and excited by a new idea or hobby. Positivity reigns whenever positive emotions like love, joy, gratitude, serenity, interest, and inspiration touch and open your heart. Whether it's fascination, laughter, or love, your moments of heartfelt positivity don't last long. Good feelings come and go, much like perfect weather. It's the way we humans were designed. Positivity fades. If it didn't, you'd have a hard time reacting to change. If positivity were permanent, you wouldn't notice the difference between good news and bad news, or between an invitation or an insult. If you want to reshape your life for the better, the secret is not to grasp positivity too firmly, denying its transient nature. Rather, it's to seed more of it into your life, to increase your quantity of positivity over time. I've found that what matters most is your positivity ratio. It's a way to characterize the amounts of your heartfelt positivity relative to the amounts of your heart-wrenching negativity. Stated formally, your positivity ratio is your frequency of positivity over any given span, divided by your frequency of negativity over that same time span. In mathematical terms, the ratio is captured by the simple expression P over N. As we'll see in later chapters, a fascinating fact about people's positivity ratios is that they're subject to a tipping point. Below a certain ratio, people get pulled into a downward spiral, fueled by negativity. Their behavior becomes painfully predictable, even rigid. They feel burdened, at times even lifeless. Yet above this same ratio, people seem to take off, drawn along an upward spiral energized by positivity. Their behavior becomes less predictable and more creative. They grow. They feel uplifted and alive. Downward spiral or upward spiral, as I see it, that's your choice. However, much we resist acknowledging it. We humans are not static. We're either on a positive trajectory or a negative one. Either we're growing in goodness, becoming more creative and resilient, or we're solidifying our bad habits, becoming more stagnant and rigid. No matter how much we may want to keep things as they are, or envision our life goals as a perfect snapshot, we can one day frame and preserve. Time moves on. How you'll move with it is up to you. What I can tell you is that your positivity ratio makes a big difference. It forecasts whether your life trajectory is leading you to languish or flourish. Languish or flourish. Yes, like any other living thing, you too may either languish, barely holding on to life, or flourish, becoming ripe with positivity and remarkably resilient to hard times. People who flourish function at extraordinary high levels, both psychologically and socially. They're not simple people who feel good. Flourishing goes beyond happiness or satisfaction with life. True people who flourish are happy, but that's not the half of it. Beyond feeling good, they're also doing good, adding value to the world. People who flourish are highly engaged with their families, work, and communities. They're driven by a sense of purpose. They know why they get up in the morning. Striving to flourish, then, is a noble goal. It's not just about making yourself happy. It's about doing something valuable with your day and with your life. Although flourishing is noble, it need not imply grand or grandiose action. It simply requires transcending self-interest enough to share and celebrate goodness in others and in the natural world. Flourishing represents your best possible future. Positivity can help you get there. How do I know all this about you? I know because my life's work centers on positivity. I don't just experiment with positivity in my daily life. I experiment with it in my laboratory, where I test hundreds of people each year. With each experiment, I learn more about how positivity fundamentally changes the way we humans see the world, how we think, and what we do. I'm not the sort of scientist who is bound and chained to her laboratory. My research also takes me out into the wild, into the real world ups and downs of people's day-to-day lives. Of course, I don't do this alone, but with the help of a team of the world's best graduate students and research assistants. I have collaborated with other leading scientists who share my quest to learn more about human emotion. And of course, I absorb the latest scientific evidence on positivity from around the world. There's so much to discover about being human. The more we know, the better equipped we are to build the lives we want. My strong sense is that you'll want to know what your heartfelt positivity can do for you and how it works. It's my hope that you will be inspired to experiment with positivity to broaden your mind and build the best future for yourself and those you love. What is feeling good? It seems almost foolish to ask, what good is feeling good? The answer seems obvious enough. Pleasant feelings are valuable because we like the way they feel. Pushed further, you might say they signal that all's well. Our lives are good. We've experienced success. We're safe and satisfied. What's more, if you tell a doctor or a therapist that you feel good, he or she will take that as a sign that pain, distress, depression, and hostility are not currently taking a toll on your health and well-being. For many health professionals, feeling good means little more than not feeling bad. Feeling bad is what needs monitoring. It forecasts heart attacks, strokes, eating disorders, obesity, suicide, violence, and more. Feeling good is valuable because it means that odds are you're out of the woods of those risks and troubles. But positivity does so much more than simply signal the absence of negativity and the health risk. It does more than signal the presence of safety and satisfaction, success, or good health. The latest scientific evidence tells us that positivity doesn't simply reflect success and health, it can also produce success and health. This means that even after positivity fades, we can find traces of its impact. Beyond the present pleasant moment, your positivity has downstream consequences for the very trajectory of your life. Positivity spells the difference between whether you languish or flourish. My most widely cited contribution to science thus far is my answer to a riddle that has stumped past scientists. My phrasing of the riddle was this: what good are positive emotions? There are other ways to phrase the riddle. You might ask, why do people experience pleasant emotions? What purpose is served by our fleeting feelings of joy, gratitude, serenity, and love? Or has positivity had any adaptive significance over the course of human evolution? As with any good riddle, the right answer requires a big shift in perspective.